Okay, fellow cooks, welcome to another edition of Blue Collar Cooking, and I'm your host, Larry. This is the last episode of 2016. I'll be back next year, but for 2016, we're going to finish with a bang. I'm going to make a seafood paella today with mussels, clams, lobster, and shrimp. A beautiful paella, medium grain rice. It's going to have some Spaniard flavors and a little bit of touch of blue collar cooking in there. So just sit tight. Remember, from the pan to your belly in 30 minutes or less, nothing but flavor, folks. Oh, and by the way, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, stand by and get ready to cook. Okay, so let's just start real easy. We have a Dutch oven. This, by the way, is going to be our first effort at one-pot cooking. You don't need 6 pans, you don't need 6 pots. All you need is one pot. Dutch oven, and this is going to make the entire paella inside of it. So let's start. You see I have my chorizo, my onion, my garlic. I have some fresh herbs. I will be chopping shortly. I don't want to keep you away from seeing me and my fine knife skills. But I did a lot of this on hand because it is Christmas Eve. Football's on in a little bit. And I got to see the family this week. So, just stand by. We're going to start making this right. So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to start the pot. And with a Dutch oven, you got to be careful. You want to stick with medium to low heat. You don't need to go high on this. There's no reason to it. The purpose of Dutch oven and enamel is it dissipates the heat evenly so everything cooks the same. Let's get some olive oil in there, EVOO. A little bit of coat on the bottom of the pan. Get it nice and hot. Let's see what we got for herbs here. We have, some cilantro. And some parsley. Look at that. Perfect. So now I'm going to use my father-in-law's sofrito, as well as I'm going to make a little bit of a homemade sofrito. So first thing is the sofrito. It's onions, garlic. It's got fresh herbs. It's got some tomato in it. And that's basically what it is with a little bit of pepper. So that's what a sofrito is. You add a few more spices to it, and that's what we're talking about. But right now, we're going to put some fresh parsley and some fresh cilantro in here. A couple of these. And you know my take on fresh herbs, right? You don't put them in the beginning. You put them in at the end when everything is already done sizzling and cooking because you don't want to burn the fresh flavors out of it. So I just took a handful of each. See these amazing knife skills, folks? Look at that. You can't teach this in a culinary institute. Learn this in the mean streets. So you might notice today I'm wearing my Second to None Entertainment shirt. Once again, they have suggested some wonderful music to eat dinner by. CDs available. Merry Christmas to Second to None Entertainment, DJ Jeff. And of course, later on, we will be having a rendition of a LeBianco Vineyards wine, a Merlot, straight from the manufacturer in Rockaway. Again, LeBianco Vineyards, Second to None Entertainment, top sponsors of Blue Collar Cooking from day one. They will be featured next year, much more prevalently. There's a big word, prevalently. Okay. There's the knife skills, folks. That's it for today. Okay, here we go. Olive oil's going. Let's throw in our onions. Hear that sizzle? Beautiful. So we're going to push that around a little bit. Get them a little what they call translucent. We have our chorizo. All right, a couple of sticks of chorizo. I use the Goya type, my favorite. I'm going to throw that in there. I know it's Christmas Eve, 7 fishes. I get it. But you can't make paella without a chorizo. Sorry. And you don't use bacon or anything like that. You have to use the chorizo. So the beauty of this, again, is the one pot. We're going to layer flavors in. We have olive oil, we have onion, we have chorizo. This is all going to start cooking. Then we're going to drop the garlic in there, and then finally we're going to put the fresh herbs in there. I also have some other flavors here. You'll see I have some smoked paprika and saffron, fresh saffron. It's expensive, very expensive, but this is what gives paella the yellow color. So stay tuned, folks. This is going to get really good. Okay, so we're moving right along. I want you to see this crust on the bottom. This is what's going to give us our flavor later. So now, as a matter of fact, we also added some red bell peppers to this. So here's our garlic. We'll put that in there now. Here is our red bell pepper and our fresh herbs. I'm going to put that in there now. You might be saying to yourself, what type of liquids are we going to use? Well, first we're going to start with my father-in-law sofrito. And we give this a nice little stir. Now you don't want to leave this in here dry too long with the herbs and the garlic. Garlic tends to burn quickly and the herbs will definitely wilt on you. So I'm going to put a little sofrito, homemade, from Papi Lindo, my father-in-law, as my wife calls him. Ah, you see that, right? You hear that noise, that sizzling? So, all that flavor. Here's the next layer of flavor. I'm going to take some white wine. Guess who and what vineyard this is from? Lo Bianco Vineyards. And we're going to deglaze the pan, which fancy term means we're going to get the gooky stuff off the bottom and let that flavor come up to the top. So let's put a little bit of white wine in here. Just enough, about that much, just to stop the sizzling. You want to stir it as you go, just because you want to make sure you scratch up all this, the bottom of the pan, and you see, no more. Got a little bit of wine in there, got some great flavors right now. I wish you could smell this. And you don't need salt and pepper and all of this because everything has its own little salt content. Maybe you could use a little black pepper if you want. That's entirely up to you. I prefer the pepper and salt stuff at the end. So just let this cook out a little bit. As you can see, the enamel conducts heat. Next, don't do that. So next, we're going to put some sweetness in here. We got some smoked paprika. We're going to put in here. A little bit across, nice, a little covering. You stir that in one at a time. And we save the saffron for after we put in the chicken stock. Once we have the rice in here, okay? All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add our rice. Again, medium grain rice. We're going to go with a couple of cups. We're going to go with 3 cups of rice. And then we're going to put enough chicken stock just to cover the rice and all the food that's in here. Here's the thing, though. We're going to put the rice in now. We're going to get all the flavors and the colors and give it a little toasting first. Then we're going to add the chicken stock. So don't get overzealous and put everything in at once. You see how the wine absorbs and the liquid is kind of gone a little bit? So now we have this beautiful red flavor, this coloring here. First things first, we're going to put a little crushed tomatoes in here. Nice thickness. So we go from a regular color, from the chorizo, a little orangish. We put a little red in here, white wine. And then once we put the other side of this with the saffron, we will make it yellow. So now let's get our rice in here. So we're going to use 3 cups of rice. 1. You want to spread it out so it's not all lumped together. 2. And again, the medium grain, it tends to absorb a little bit better than the long grain. 3. So you want to start spreading this around and get the coloring in there. Let's see what we got here. We have enough in here? How many people do we have eating? Let's see, folks. I would go with a half. Go a little half more. You know, it's not a full cup anyway. I'm not that good at this. Rice, keep it airtight. It's the most important thing about it. Okay, so let's spread this around. My handy dandy little half a mitt. The wife got me. Hello, I love paella. So again, now we have the rice in there. Okay, you can see it's mixed in nicely. Get a little, see how it absorbs already, all the fluid that was in there, the liquid? So now here we go. I think that's a nice settle there. Get this out of here. Get this out of here. This we don't need. Or maybe we will. Here's the saffron. Give it a couple of minutes, then we'll come back with the chicken stock and the saffron. So we're getting there. Now we got nice hard crust on the rice. And oh, by the way, my cooking assistant today, name is Alex. Hello, nice. He's nice, thank you. Bye-bye. Now we will add the chicken stock. I'm using unsalted again, like I told you earlier. No reason to use salted. There's plenty of salt in a lot of these ingredients. So let's go with, let's see, we got 1. All right, okay, good. 2. Okay, not covered yet. And by the way, this liquid is once again deglazing the bottom. I tell you, we should definitely coin that word deglaze. If no one has it already, let's get it, folks. Let's go with 3. And you can use any kind of chicken stock, right? I just happened to get the one that was on sale. It's all the same. You can make your own if you really want to get to it, but I don't know if you have that much time and energy. Let's see. This is a little soupy. Let's go a little bit more. What do you say? Let's really give this rice a chance to get moist, soft, and fluffy. Because that's the worst part about any bad paella, is always the consistency of the rice. I think we all know that. We've all had rice that wasn't exactly what we desired. I won't let that happen today, folks. Again, this is the last episode of 2016. It's going to be the best. It's going to be a one-pot wonder. I promise you, when you make this, your family will love you. You don't even have to buy them Christmas gifts. Just make them my seafood paella. Okay. Think we're in good shape. Got a lot of fluid in here. Nice liquids. Last but not least, la pièce de résistance. The saffron. Now this stuff's expensive, so be careful with it. See? Small, tiny saffron. And just gonna put a little bit in there. Maybe one more pinchy. Pinche. Let's go one more. Okay. We have successfully put our saffron. And it's sealed and ready to go. Last stir. A nice stir. Now what we're going to do is leave this about 15 minutes or so. Let the rice absorb all that liquid. Get it all out of the way. Let it change colors. Come back in a little bit. You'll be amazed at the difference in flavors, colors, and the consistency of the rice. And when we come back, we'll start with the seafood again. I have little neck clams, mussels, lobster from Lobster Tails, and fresh jumbo shrimp. And you see, I'm not going to be really that jumbo, but we're going to call them jumbo shrimp. I mean, everything looks bigger on TV anyway, right? Ha ha. Ha ha ha. You're so funny, Mr. Blue Collar Cooking. Bye-bye. Okay, so what we've done is I've added a few more opportunities for some liquid in there, put some more wine, some more chicken stock. And what you have to do is after the first round of liquid gets dissolved and absorbed by the rice, you got to see how much longer you think you're going to have the rice for. And then give it another coating, a little cover of chicken stock. And I can't tell you exactly how much because all rices are going to absorb it differently. But you know what rice is supposed to taste like. And like I told you, the biggest complaint about bad paella, the rice wasn't done enough. So this is looking good. It's got a little bit of moisture in it. Now it's time for the seafood. So first things first, we're going to put a little more of the chicken stock. Give that a nice flavor. We're going to go right back to the Little Bianco Vineyard. The last splash of white for the day. In the food, that is. Give that one good stir. Get all the good scrapings off the bottom. Looks good. Now we're going to put our lobster in there. Lobster tail, nicely done. Spread this around, let it cook in. Our shrimp, like I told you, jumbo shrimp, folks. Ha ha, right. We're going to go little neck clams, and you want to do is you want to push these in to the rice so they're kind of nestled, I think is what it's called. And again, what you know when this stuff is clean, always scrub your seafood, especially shelled seafood. Clean it before you put it in, please. You'll smell the salt and the brine from the ocean. And now, finally, our mussels. Again, anything that's open when you buy them, you have to make sure they're bearded, which means you take the beard off or give it a shave. Anything that's open after you wash them, throw away. They are dead. These are alive because they're closed. Again, nestle inside the rice. I tend to put them point down, skinnier side down, so they open up facing. This is laborsome. This is where you need a sous chef, folks. Again, the heat is low to medium. I barely have this heat on right now. I know. It's killing my battery too, folks. But you know what? When it's all said and done, this is going to look great. Tastes even better. Hopefully it tastes better than it looks. Let's see. Okay. We're getting there. 3, 4 left. I may have overdone it with the seafood, but got a hungry family. We don't get to eat much like this. Thank God the wife's got a good job. You get to have seafood every once in a while. Okay. That's it. Splash more. Cover it. Let's wait about 5 minutes and see all that seafood cook. Oh, wait. Hold on. You see this lemon, right? You think I forgot it? No. After it's cooked and the mussels and clams open up, then we will lemon it. Talk to you in a couple. Okay, so as you can see, everything is open. The seafood is all open. Let me just give you an up close. We're going to finish and we're going to plate. Here is the up close. Look at that. I don't want to steam up the camera, but look, all the shellfish is all opened up. You still got a little bit of liquid in there. We've been stirring it up. And I got to tell you, folks, as we've been going along, we still have been adding a little bit of liquid here and there. And again, like I told you, you have to keep tasting the rice to see if it is officially done or not, if it's still a little hard. That's entirely up to you, how you like it. But right now, this is a little bit moist, which is good because if you're not going to serve it now, you let it dry out a little bit. The rice will continue to absorb whatever moisture is there. It's good. The rice is soft. It's not chewy or hard, which, like I told you, is the worst thing you can do to a paella. Amazing, really is. So now, last thing, we're going to lemon it. Very nice. Put a half a lemon on top. Again, all the seafood, all the shellfish is all open. So now's a perfect opportunity to squeeze our lemon in there and get it right inside the meat of the seafood. Give that one more stir. That's that last layer of flavor, folks, that we have in there. All right. So here we go. Let's plate this and be right back with the finish. Okay, folks, so here is a plate of blue collar cooking seafood paella. Look at that, the clams, the mussels, the lobster, the shrimp, a little bit of cilantro and parsley on top for decoration, and of course, 2 slices of lemon. Unbelievable, folks. Today's been an amazing day. I just want to thank everyone for all your time and your efforts. Okay, so this is Blue Collar Cooking signing off for 2016. We had an amazing season once again. We finished up with a seafood paella. You have lobster, shrimp, clams, and mussels. Beautiful rice, nice and soft, moist, and wonderful to eat. And again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody, from Alex. And again, remember, the people that are sitting across the table from you today are the most important thing to you. Everything else comes second. Remember that? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from Blue Collar Cooking. And remember, fancy is fine, but flavors last forever.